Hello and welcome to one more English lesson. Yeah, we are on Ielts preparation, right? So what are we gonna do here? We're gonna work on exercises that you're gonna see on Ielts test, okay, or in any proficiency examination test. So my name is Marcelo, and as you know, we're gonna work hard today. Okay, so today we're gonna move on our second reading, right? Again, every class are gonna give some different activity, okay? And now we are going to work on this reading part, but in the future, we're going to change. We're going to go over writing. We're going to go over grammar. So we have a lot of work to do. So for now, just follow me and let's go. Okay, so as we always do, I'm going to share my screen with you right now. So just check it out. Okay, so as I always do, I'm going to begin the reading. Okay, and as you guys can see here, okay, today, you're gonna follow. Yeah, you're gonna continue using my highlighter. Okay, this is an exam practice. This is reading part one, and the exercises work like this. Listen to me. You are going to read an article about a travel competition. And first, questions 1 to 8. Choose the answer A, B, C, or D, which you think fits best according to the text. Again, yeah, we're gonna have a reading, and after we're gonna have some questions about that, and then we're gonna answer. No secret in this exercise, okay? Just to give you a highlight, yeah, this is the reading, okay? And then if we go to the next part, oh, sorry, let me just get, yeah, these are the questions, okay? As you can see, let me just put here in a single page, I'm sorry, okay? So, and these are gonna be the questions, okay? So just for you to know, right? So let's get back to what matters and let's move on, okay? So as I have read, right? So we're gonna begin. And here, this is the first thing that we have to analyze. This is the headline. This is the title of the reading. Observer Newspaper Young Travel Writer Competition. Again, Observer Newspaper Young Travel Writer Competition. As the title says, it is a competition, okay, about young travel writers, okay, so, and observer writers. So think like that. So probably by this title, okay, what we're gonna see in this story is probably young people that for some reason they are traveling the world. Yeah, that's why young travel writer, and probably they are writers. Yeah, like I don't know, maybe they are journalists, maybe they just write books, freelancers, we don't know exactly, but we know that it is related to writing, okay? And as it is young, so they are young, so probably university students or something like that. And also one of the, how can I say, one of the ideas of this competition is that they are observers. They are observing something. Yeah, maybe landscape, maybe some event. We don't know. Yeah, and it is a competition. So why is it important to analyze that? Why is it important to analyze the title? Because the title gives you an idea what you are gonna see during the reading. Okay, so let's get back. And then down here we have this sub-headline, right? Max Woodred. Max Woodred, that's the name. Our first winner in 1988. So gives an information that in 1988, the first winner of this competition is Max Woodridge. So, as we see, so probably this competition didn't start like now, it's not something new. So it probably has been happening in the past. And writes about the old word's significance and the excitement of being flung into a new word. Okay, so here I had highlighted this word flung, but also I'm gonna highlight this one here, all words. Okay, so two words, yeah, that we have to understand that, we have to work out that. Okay, so for now I just gonna read. Okay, I just gonna read the story on and pay attention on the words that I highlighted. What I want you to do is to write it down, okay? Every word that is highlighted that I highlighted, okay? So I want you to make a note on your paper, on your notebook, okay? And then some of the words are going to give you the meaning, I'm going to explain you, I'm going to teach you how it works. And the ones that I don't, I'm going to ask you to search for that, make a note of that, because this is going to make this will help you to answer the questions faster and and with a higher accuracy. Yeah, that is the point. Okay, remember, doing this test is not only about I understand or not, but also it's about speed. So we do not only have to answer that, but also we have to do that in a good speed. So don't waste your time, right? So let's go. So if everything is okay, let's continue. Let's begin the reading. The greatest buzz I've felt during the past 5 years, yeah, I am beginning in this part here, was one afternoon on the seventh floor of the car park at Hong Kong's old Kai Tak Airport. It was a warm Friday, a few weeks before the airport closed in 1998. I'd been writing a feature article about the new airport for the last few days and had just sent it off to a newspaper, so I had a free afternoon. I couldn't afford to go shopping. When you are freelance, you never have any money. And I'd heard about the locals who regularly gathered in the car park to watch the infamous landings as jumbo jets made a 90-degree turn before flying in, almost brushing the tops of the neighboring flats. The group of locals welcomed me into their world, warmly applauding some of the landings and being less complimentary about others who got into trouble with crosswinds or came in too fast. The only things missing were scorecards, ice skating style. And while today's increasingly superficial culture may unkindly label these people as do, they were local heroes to me, animated, cheerful souls, passionate about their beloved airport. It was a groundbreaking trip from which I saw many stories, and it was about the time that my life finally started to come together, too. Once again, Hong Kong had worked its magic. My life always changed there. Turns a corner as steep as the turn made by the pilots approaching Kai Tak. 10 years earlier, as a result of my first visit, I'd won the Observer's first Young Travel Writer Award. There are few better places to send budding travel writers. If you have nothing to say about Hong Kong, you should consider a career in soft furnishings instead. I would probably have gone into writing anyway, sneaking in through the back door, but much, much later. Winning the Observer Award threw me through the reception window. It was an official recommendation saying, "You've got a talent, use it." I was 21 when I won, a ticky young man falling in and out of love and jobs every 5 minutes. Suddenly, I'd won this great award, but was too young to know what to do with it. I realized that I could write but knew nothing about the travel business or writing markets. Instead, I retreated into a lonely existence, working through the night on bad novels that couldn't possibly sell. I had a lot of growing up to do. For many years that followed, I was a piece of driftwood, floating on an ocean of uncertainty, writing occasional travel pieces here and there, but still playing at writing, not really focused. It didn't help having a father who is a well-known sports writer and the BBC South Asia correspondent as a cousin. With such giants lurking in the background, it's hard to ignore the pressure to succeed. It wasn't an easy decade. I had a brief but enjoyable spell on a local newspaper and then too many years on company newspaper. My low-flying career ended just as my daddy embarked on a round-the-world assignment for the Daily Mail. Each, call, each article he wrote was headlined, "Where's Woodred now?" I mention this only because a similar question was asked most mornings concerning my whereabouts in the office. The money was good, the people were nice, the chair just got too comfortable. It was 10 years after the award before I felt like a proper writer, eventually cashing in on my success. Regular commissions arrived and editors phoned me. Writing is a pain, but there is nothing as enjoyable. The desire to write is a bug you can't shake. It's scary, precarious, and a nervous existence. You may get two commissions the same day, then never work again. And while it's never easy, it is hugely rewarding. You never know what's around the next corner, but that's life. Very good. So that is the ending of this first article, of this reading. Again, I think you remember that I have highlighted, I have like um what is the underlined, like using the color pink, some words here that I want you to really take a note over that. Okay, I'm gonna read that again just for you to check it out, but I want you to take notes of all these words that are gonna read right now. Okay, if it's too fast as I read, feel free to stop, to pause the video, and then you make your note and then you play as you continue. Okay, so check it out. So the words that I want you to underline and to make a note on your notebook, it's awards, flung, buzz, brushing, scorecards, do, and in the second part here, steep, budding, sneaking, retreated, and lurking, and a little bit more in the last part. Brief but enjoyable spell. I mean this entire sentence because this is the easiest way to understand. Is a bug you can't shake. This is an expression, so the entire sentence, and that's it. So these are the words that I want you to make notes for me. Okay, why? Because this is how we're gonna understand the text better. Okay, and also here, as you can see, we have this picture, right? I mean, this is probably I can't say for sure, but it probably is China, is where our writer, our younger writer here was located, maybe working on his writing. Okay, so that is the city, and as we know, he was in Hong Kong, right? So that's the information that we have. Very well. So now we are gonna analyze the questions. Okay, I'm gonna read all of them, give you some hints about what you have to do, and after I'm gonna do some of the examples for you, and I'm gonna work on some words so for you to understand what you're gonna have to do. Okay, so pay attention on that. And the most important, remember, right? And it's not so complicated to find the answer, but what we're gonna work on, what you're gonna practice is to do that quickly, fast. So let's check it out. And now going to the questions, as you can see, right? I'm here, right? So these are the questions. Very well. So number one, right? We have this first question. okay? About Max. Max is our guy, right? Max is our, let's check it out. Max Woodridge, yeah, this is the boy that is in China and then in Hong Kong, right? Yeah. So, I mean, let's get back. So, continue into the questions. Oh, sorry, just a minute. Okay, so let's go. Number one. Max spent the afternoon at the old Kai Tak airport because so we want to know the reason why he was at that old Tak airport. Remember in the beginning of the story, why he was there? We have option A, B, C, and D. I'm gonna read for you. A, because he wanted to write a report about it for a newspaper. Is that the reason why he was there? He wanted to visit it before it finally closed. Again, is it the reason? He was looking for a way of passing the time. Maybe he was free, he had nothing to do. Is that? Or he had always wanted to watch the jumbo jets landing there. Is that it was his dream to see the jumbo, to see the airplanes? So which of these options is the real reason why he was there that afternoon? I mean, was that for work? Was that for a dream that he was just free? He had nothing to do. So he just went there for fun, for having a good time. What was the reason? So that's number one. Number two, what did Max think of the people he met at the airport? A, B, C, D. A, he admired the enthusiasm. B, he found them boring. C, he thought they were brave. And D, he thought they were wasting their time. So let's understand again the question. What did Max think of the people he met at the airport? So, okay, he was at the airport and then he met some people there and he got an opinion about it. Oh, these people were what? He liked the people. He thought the people was nice. He didn't like the people. Like, what do we know? What information we have from the text about that? Again, he admired the enthusiasm. I mean, they were happy. He found it boring. He thought they were brave, like courageous people there because it's a. I mean, if we say someone is brave, yeah, the idea that we have of the situation is that they are in a dangerous situation, so they are brave to be there. Or he thought they were wasting their time. They say, no, these people are just like, I mean, they don't have nothing better to do. They're just here because they are, I mean, useless. Yeah, just wasting. They are throwing their time in the trash. So, what do you think? 3. What does Max say about Hong Kong in paragraph 3? So, this one, as we have here, yeah, we have the information. We have to go to the paragraph number 3, yeah, 1, 2, 3. And then let's see what's Max say about that, okay? So, he enjoys reading the many things written about it. Number 1, that he enjoys, I mean, he likes. B, he always finds it an inspiring place to visit. So is it an inspiring place to visit? Is that what he said? He found it hard to get used to being there at first. He said that in the beginning it was really complicated for him to be in Hong Kong and doing this job. Or he said that it is difficult for him to find anything new to write about it. Or he made that comment about his job. Maybe he said, okay, it's a little bit complicated. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't have new ideas to write. So it's very difficult for me to keep writing always new stories. So what exactly he said in this third paragraph? Yeah. Was it that he enjoys reading the many things written? Is that he thinks the place is inspiring? Is that it's hard to get used to being there? I mean, it's difficult to get used to this place. I mean, to be, we have a we have a word like when you get used it. Yeah, being used to something means you acostuma. Okay, that is the meaning of the word. And it's difficult for him to find anything new. I mean, it's difficult to find new inspirations for writing. So which one? Number 4. Let's go down here below. Why does Max say he would have sneaked in through the back door in paragraph 4? Again, why does Max say he would have sneaked in through the back door in paragraph 4. Do you understand that question? So let's see the options. Writing was a career he would have decided against. It is unlikely he would have chosen to work for the Observer. It would have been much harder for him to become a writer. He may have taken a different type of job on a newspaper. So, again, why? Yeah, we want to know what is the reason. Does Max say he would have sneaked in through the back door? So, for you to have a better understanding about this word, you have to understand what is sneaked. Okay, so if you don't know what is sneak, when I finish the reading of these questions, I'm gonna get back and then I'm gonna explain some of the words. And one of the words that I'm gonna explain is gonna be sneak. So don't worry. Okay, so it's very important to understand what is sneak to answer this question, correctly. Number 5, how did Max react when he realized he had won an award? How did he react? Like, oh, I won that, I am the winner. So number one, letter A, he didn't know how to take advantage of the opportunity. He didn't like, okay, so I'm a winner. So what kind of benefits can I get from that? He wasn't sure whether he really deserved it. He didn't know, maybe I'm not the best one. Maybe I won, but it was for lucky because I am lucky. So that's the thinking. He became more determined to succeed as a travel writer. He got like more inspiration. Now I'm gonna be the best one. Is that what happened? Or he found out, he discovered, he understood, he noticed as much as he could about the travel businesses. He found out, he tried to, to understand better, to go after better, to get information as much as possible. Yeah, he started working as crazy, okay, to get information about travel businesses. So that is the meaning of letter D. Again, when someone he found out as much as he could means he did everything possible to get more and more information about travel business when he realized that he was the winner, when he got like, okay, so which of these options is the best one? Again, how did Max react when he realized it? Yeah, remember that this word realize is when he like, oh, I am the winner. When he noticed, okay, quando ele percebeu. Okay, so number 6. What does this refer to in paragraph 6? So if we go to paragraph 6, we have the word this, okay? So when we go look for that, okay, let me do that with you. Okay, so check it out then. This is the word. Can you see here? Okay, so this is paragraph number 6, begins here. It wasn't an easy decade. I had a brief but enjoyable spell on a local newspaper and then too many years on company newspaper. My low-flying career ended just as my daddy embarked on a round-the-world assignment for the Daily Mail. Each article he wrote was headlined, "Where's Woodred now?" I mentioned this only because a similar question was very good. So the question is about this. Okay, why? Why he used that word in this part of the reading? So let's see the options. Okay, so A, his low-flying career. So the word this referred to his low-flying career. B, his father's trip refers to his father's trip. The office where he worked, or the headline of his father's article. So I mentioned this. He said that I mentioned this. So he was talking about what? Low-flying career, father's trip, the office where he worked, or the headline of his father's articles. He was referring to one of these informations here. Is it A, B, C, or D? So let me know. Number 7. On what does Max say about journalism as a career? Again, what does Max say about journalism as a career? So what is his opinion about taking journalism as a career for the rest of his life? It gets easier the longer you do it. It can make you unwell if you accept too many commissions. It is advisable to think carefully before agreeing to a job. It is difficult to earn a regular income. So he mentions something, he says something about that, yeah? It can make you unwell. Unwell, can make you not good. You don't feel good for that, don't feel well, okay? And this word advisable, it is advisable. I mean, it is a good recommendation is, okay? It is a, maybe the best option is, this is advisable, the meaning, all right? And number 8, oh, sorry, let's get back. Okay, number 8, what do we find out about Max in the text? Find out is like, what do we discover? What information we get? This is the meaning of these two words together. Find out. If you find out something, means you understood something. You discovered something. Okay. So that he was very ambitious. That he lacked self-confidence. He was jealous of his father. He preferred to stay in one place. So what kind of information we learn from Max? I mean, after reading everything, after all, yeah? So he was ambitious, very ambitious. He lacked, I mean, he missed self-confidence. He was a little bit afraid, you know, like he didn't have really confidence to do the things. When you, again, when you have confidence means, you know, like you are okay, you know, it doesn't matter what comes to you, you face it with no problem. If you don't have confidence, which means that you were always afraid, you know, I don't know if I can do, that is the meaning of confidence, okay? He was jealous, yeah, like jealous is a bad thing to feel, yeah, is when you wanna have what another person's what another person have, or you have bad feelings, you know, you have bad feelings in your heart because someone has something better than you. That's the jealous, yeah. That's, if you have time, check it out, that on the dictionary. That's a very important word. And he liked it best to stay in one place. He didn't like that traveling life, you know. For him, it would be better if he could stay in one place, just, you know, one job, same place, going to the office every day. So for him, it would be better than being traveling all over the world and maybe every year in a different place. So what kind of information we have from him? Okay, so these are the questions. All right, very well. So we have finished the reading and we have analyzed it. Okay, some. So now I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get the full paper again. Remember that the papers that we are doing here, it's gonna be on your app. Yeah, on Qify. Just down the video. So you just go there and you download it. All right. So let's check it out. Now I'm gonna go to the reading. I'm gonna read the first question, right? And then let's do it together. Okay. So very good. I'm gonna put myself here down below. So this is the full paper, right? So let me get closer. First to the question, right? Wait a minute. Okay. So that is the first question. Again, Max spent the afternoon at the old Kai-Tak airport because he wanted to write a report about it for a newspaper. Let's see. Normally, let's analyze this first one here, okay? He wanted to write a report. He wanted to do something, you know. Normally, the first answer normally is in the first paragraph, right? If we analyze, yeah, the first paragraph, yeah, a paragraph begins with a paragraph like this, okay? And so probably the answer is inside up to here, until here, okay? So let's analyze it. Let me get here. Okay, so let's see if we have something related to that, like related to this, how can I say, this wanted to write a report about it for a newspaper. Let's see. The greatest buzz I felt during the past 5 years was one afternoon on the 7th floor of the car park at Hong Kong's Kai-Tak airport. It was a warm Friday, a few weeks before the airport closed in 1998. I had been writing a feature article about the new airport for the last few days. So I had been only the fact that I had been writing, okay, it means that he was doing that. So let's see. For the last few days, and I had just sent it off. I had sent it off to the newspaper. So I had free afternoon, okay? Getting back, Max spent the afternoon there at the old, because he wanted to write a report about it for a newspaper. No, I don't think this is the right one, because probably, because firstly, that's the first information that we have. It was a warm Friday, a few weeks before the airport closed. I had been, so he was writing that, you know, uh, and then he had sent it. So I had a free afternoon. I couldn't afford to go shopping. When you are freelancer, you never have any money. And I had heard about the locals who regularly gathered in the park to watch the infamous landing. Da 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 da. So I mean, he had. Okay, so let's go. Think with me. He had already written about that and had sent. And then he says here in the text, so I had a free afternoon. And the first information on the question says like, okay, he went there that afternoon. Yeah, he spent that afternoon there because he wanted to write. It is not correct. I mean, we can eliminate that directly. Why? Because he had already written, he had already sent, and as he didn't have this kind of work to do anymore, so he spent the time there. So he didn't spend the afternoon there to write. How do we know? Because he had already written that. Good. So let's move on. Okay, so let's analyze the second option, right? So let's get back. Okay, and as soon as we eliminated the first one, let's go to the second. B. He wanted to visit it before it finally closed. So let's see again. Again, the greatest buzz I felt during the past 5 years was one afternoon on the 7th floor of the car park at Hong Kong on Old Star Park. It was a warm Friday, a few weeks before the airport closed in 1998. I'd been writing a feature article about the new airport for the last few days, and I had just sent it off to the newspaper, so I had a free afternoon. I couldn't afford to go shopping. When you are freelance, you never have any money. And I'd heard about the locals who regularly gathered in the car park to watch the infamous landings as jumbo jets made a 90-degree turn before flying in, almost brushing the tops of the neighboring flats. Okay, so again, the second one, I mean, it doesn't work. Why? Because, I mean, he went there, he was writing about it, but there is no information saying that he wanted to go there, because it was going to close, there is nothing about it. So it just says it was a warm Friday a few weeks before the airport closed. Okay, he knew that, and I'd been writing a feature article about the new airport. He was writing about the new one, not about the closing of the old one, right? Okay, so there is nothing about it, so that's it. So number 2 also is eliminated. C was looking for a way of passing the time. For me, this is the right one. Yep, okay, this is the right answer because it was a warm Friday, a few weeks before the airport closed. I had been writing a feature again, so I sent it to the newspaper. So check it out that here. Analyze it. So I had a free afternoon. He had finished his work. He had a free afternoon. So he heard about that information. Yes, we can continue here. He heard from the locals that people used to gather in this place near the airport. So he was free. So he wanted to just enjoy his time. So that for sure, that is the reason, right? Analyzing the information that we have, for sure this one. But let's just check the last one just to eliminate, to be, how can I say, 100% sure about that, right? So, and analyzing the last option here, and had always wanted to watch the jumbo jets landing there, right? So I think that's obvious, right? I mean, there is no information about that. Again, I'm gonna show you the text again. So on again, so the greatest buzz I felt during the past 5 years was an afternoon on the 7th floor. The Kai-Tak airport. It was a warm Friday, a few weeks. I had been writing a feature about the new airport. Had just sent it off on a newspaper, so I had free time, and I couldn't afford to go. He had no money to be shopping, and when you are freelance, you never have any money. Very good. So that's one of the problems of being freelancer. And I heard about the locals who regularly gathered in the car park. regular gather, I mean, people used to get together in the car park to watch the infamous landings as jumbo gets. Yeah, so people, the information that we have here is that people like it to be in this place near the airport so they could see the landings, yeah, like the airplanes landing at a place, because I don't know, maybe it was fun for them. Yeah, they like it then. And doing this 90-degree turn, yeah, like turning, I mean, dangerously, right? And almost brushing the tops, almost hitting the flats near around. Okay, but I mean, the local people like it, that not him. That is the point here. Okay, so the information that we have here is that the local people, the people from this, yeah, originally from there, they like it, but it's not about Max. So absolutely, for sure, 100%, the answer here is gonna be C. Okay, it's gonna be, was looking for a way, like this one, was looking for a way of passing the time. Okay, of just spending the time. So the answer is C. So do you understand? Did you understand? This is how we analyze. We go over, we eliminate all of the options, and then we choose the best one. So this is what I'm gonna ask you to do. Read the text carefully, answer, put a number, and give me the right answer. And of course, explain why. Every answer that you make, you have to explain to me why you chose this one, okay? This is what you have to do. So now I'm gonna give you a couple words, okay, just for you to understand. So let's check it out then. Let's begin here, okay? So let's get some. I think I had. Wait a minute. Let me just get back here to the paper that I have already. Yeah, signed the paper, right? Just a second. Okay, now it's better. So check it out then. Okay, so being flung, yeah, and awards. Okay, so let's begin with awards. Awards is when you get a prize, yeah, prêmio, yeah. So if you get an award, like for example, like the Grammy, like the Oscar, okay, so you have an award for being a good writer. So that is the meaning of award, okay. Flung, excitement of being flung, okay. So flung is the past of fling. Let me get here, just a second, okay. I have this definition of the word here. So, but I mean, explanation, yeah, of being flung into the new word. I mean, he was, how can I say that? He was thrill like that. Yeah, someone get him and thrill him like that. Do you know the word thrill like that? Let me write it for you here. Okay, so flung. I'm gonna put here. All right. Give me. Okay, so give me just a second. Like here, okay? I think you can see. Do you know thrill? The past of throw, yeah? Jogar, ele foi jogado, yeah? Ok? Então, né? Quando você é flung, você é jogado com força, like that. Pá, ok? Então, being flung into the... Quer dizer, que ele, qual que é a ideia da frase aqui? Quer dizer que ele foi, né, meio que arremessado ali, né? Ok? Ele foi arremessado, né, pela vida, né, por alguma coisa, ok? E esse é o ponto, né? A gente fala de throw carelessly, né? Ele foi jogado ali sem cuidado nenhum, ele foi jogado nesse mundo, ok? So, isso é flung. Flung, vou deixar anotado aqui, né? Que é o significado. E flung, só para vocês saberem, né? Eu vou apagar aqui. É o passado de fling, ok? Então, vou deixar aqui em cima, dá uma olhadinha, fling, ok? Anota no caderninho. Very good. The Great Buzz. Buzz, né? Of course, esse buzz, ok? Isso é referente a sons, né? É um buzz, ok? For example, imagine an insect. There is an insect, yeah? That makes this, how can I say, this rough, continuous sound, like zzz in your mouth. So, the greatest buzz I have felt during the past 5 years, né? Quer dizer que foi o maior zunido, essa coisa, né? Que incomodou esse som barulhento, né? O buzz, quando a gente usa, ele dá essa ideia de que algo, um barulho, né? Alguma coisa ali fez com que você não esquecesse daquele momento, alguma coisa que pá, em você, tá bom? Não sei se a minha explicação foi muito boa. Vou fazer uma definição melhor, ok? Vamos lá. Então, the greatest buzz, né, o maior som, o maior zunido que a gente falaria, né, em português, né, esse maior barulho que incomodou você, que houve nos últimos 5 anos, ele foi, né, foi em um sábado, né, que causou um impacto. Esse é quando eu uso essa palavra buzz. Daí significado, o impacto, algo aconteceu que impactou a vida dele. Alright? So that is the word buzz. Okay? And the last one, I'm going to give you one word, only one more word. Okay? The rest, you guys are going to have to go. And almost brushing. Okay? So let's go. Brush. Yeah? Brushing. Do you know that we know brush like né, de escovar, right? Okay? Very good. But also, brush, ok? Também tem outro significado, ok? Brush é tipo quase tocando, né? Ok? Ok, quando você passa. Então, quando ele fala aqui, 90 degree, turn before flying and almost brushing the tops of the neighboring flats, né? Então, quase que relando ali, quase que esfregando ali, né? Quase que tocando ali a parte superior ali dos flats, né? Dos apartamentos. Esse que é o significado que ele usa para brush. Alright? So, we have a lot of different words. Oh, sorry. I promised that I would explain sneak, right? Sneaking. So I'm gonna explain for you sneaking. I'm gonna read for you. Okay, so sneaking is here on paragraph number 4. Can you see that? Sneaking. Okay, so when you sneak, okay, how can I say that? I would probably have gone into writing anyway. Sneaking in through the back door. Sneaking in. Okay, so explanation for that. Okay, so when you sneak, we sneak in some place. When you do this movement. Okay, number one, sneak. We can use as a verb. He was sneaking in, like we have the sample here. I'm gonna read something for you. When you sneak is when you move somewhere quietly and secretly so that no one can see you or hear you. So when he said like, I would probably have gone into writing anyway, sneaking in through the back door. He would go for the back door, like without anyone noticing, like hiding, right? Like a ninja, right? Just to be able to be there to do what he wanted, ok? Então quando você sneak, você entra de mansinho, você vai de uma maneira que ninguém vê, alright? So that is the definition of sneak. So guys, basically, this is all I can give you for today's lesson, okay? I mean, I think like it's not so complicated, this text, okay? All you have to do is you have to read carefully, that you have to pay attention and answer all the questions. Remember that every answer that you do, every answer that you answer, you have to explain why, okay? And this explanation should be in voice mail, okay? Send a voice message for me. Of course, you write it on your paper, you put the right answers, good, but also you have to explain to me why you think this was the best one. So do your best, and of course, thanks always for being here. Again, if you have any questions, if you need anything, you know how to find me, right? So have a good day, guys, and let's do for this preparation because this is very important. Take care and see ya. Bye bye, guys.